Welcome back to the Goodness Habit, where joy is a muscle and we're learning how to flex it. I'm your host, Hanna, and today we're talking about what helps your nervous system settle fast so your stress decreases. Have you ever told yourself, calm down, and your body just completely refused? Like your brain's trying to be rational, you know you should calm down, but your heart's racing, your jaw's tight, everything feels urgent, and your brain feels like it's going to explode. Good news, my friend. You're likely not being dramatic at all. You're not weak. Your nervous system is just acting like a smoke alarm. And today we're going to talk about how to turn that volume down fast. So here's a metaphor I want you to keep in mind when we're talking about what's going on in your body. Think about the smoke detector in your house. Its job, it's not to judge you. Its job is to detect threat. But smoke alarms don't just go off for house fires, right? They go off for burnt toast, maybe steam from the shower, a fried chicken experiment gone wrong that evacuated an entire apartment building in the middle of the night. True story. Oh my gosh, it was so embarrassing. My husband and I had just gotten married and we were so excited to use our new fryer. And we thought, we're going to make some fried chicken from scratch. So we got all our materials together and we started cooking the chicken. And then suddenly the smoke alarm goes off. And we're like, wait a minute, is that our apartment? And then we start hearing fire trucks racing down the street. So we're like, oh, crap. So we go downstairs and we're standing outside with all of the people. And we're still not exactly sure if it was our fault. But then we overhear the firefighters say our apartment number. We're like, oh my gosh, that was us. So my poor newly wedded husband goes up to the firefighter and says, oh my gosh, we're so sorry. We were just trying to cook some chicken. We just got married. We've never done this before. And they were so nice. They were like, okay, it's all right. Glad you're safe. But the point is, these smoke alarms, they're not just for actual fires. They are threat detectors. And when they go off, they are loud, they are urgent, they're immediate. And they're intended to be really sensitive, right? Because they're detecting the threat before it actually causes any harm. So when we apply that to our nervous system, that looks like our heart rate going up. It looks like shallow breathing, our muscles tightening, our tone sharpening. Now let's talk about why you can't just think your way out of it. Again, why telling yourself calm down doesn't really work very well. Think about that smoke alarm. When the alarm is blaring, you don't yell at it to calm down. You take physical actions. You open up a window, you clear the air, you turn on a fan. That reduces the smoke, and eventually that alarm turns off. So our nervous system works the same way. You can't logic your way into calm if your body feels unsafe and all those physiological changes are happening. So here's what science tells us to do. Just like opening up a window, lengthen your exhale. Now, that's not new, right? Take some deep breaths. There's actually scientific reasoning behind that. When you take a longer exhale, that activates a nerve in our system called the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is kind of like your information highway between the brain and the body. The brain sends information from the vagus nerve down to the body and vice versa as well, from the body up to the brain. So when we're in a high stress state, those longer exhales are going to activate that nerve that will then carry the information from the body up to the brain, telling the brain, hey, we're calming down. It's okay. It's safe. Stand down. So lengthening your exhale can look like inhaling for 4 beats and exhaling for 6, and doing that 5 times in order to tell your body, hey, we're not running. We're not in danger. We're totally safe. You're ventilating the smoke out of your body. Now, let's be honest. We're not always going to have the time in the moment to do 5 rounds of that long exhale. So what I found helpful for me is in the moment, take that deep breath and give a fat exhale. And my kids notice this. They ask me, Mommy, is everything okay? Are you upset? And I'll tell them, nope, just getting the stress out of my body. And even saying that has helped reverse some of that frustration. Another thing you can do is unclench and soften your muscles. Relax your tongue, drop your shoulders, soften your forehead, in between the eyebrows. That will tell your brain it's okay to relax. Psalm 46:10 says, "Be still and know that I am God." A very famous verse, but when we think about that verse, how many of you are thinking about it in a peaceful setting? Maybe on a mountaintop, maybe looking at a sunset. You imagine beautiful scenery, right? But the context of that psalm is actually total chaos. Maybe I'll do my next episode more about that. But the point is that it was written during a time of upheaval when be still feels like the last thing you could ever do. But if you think about that verse, be still and know that I am God, really it means release your grip, stand down. When you slow your breath down, when you soften your body, you're putting that verse into physical practice. You're letting your nervous system experience what your faith already believes. So when you're feeling stressed and overwhelmed this week, remember, try these things. Take a long, long exhale. Or if you don't have the time, take a fat exhale. Soften your muscles, drop your shoulders, think about that muscle in between the eyebrows, soften that, and then whisper to yourself, be still. If your alarm has been blaring lately, it doesn't mean you're broken. It means your system has been protecting you. And the beautiful thing is, it can learn safety. Small signals, repeated often, one moment at a time. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with another friend whose alarm has been loud lately. And if you want help retraining your brain for joy in practical, faith-rooted ways, sign up for my encouragement emails in the show notes.